All right. Hi, I'm Mr. Solt, and I'm doing right here. We're doing Mr. Baskin's GN More Zero product law on TeacherMade. Looks like this. Looks like we're both gluttons of punishment because I started the first one, had to go to class, and had to stop the video there. So I did the first one for you. Hopefully you've already tried both of these already. So I promised you I would go over it. This one's a little more complex because I got a 3 in front of as a coefficient in front of the x squared, which makes life just a little bit tougher. But here's what I need. I need to have two things that will multiply together to give me 0 in order to use my zero product law, which means I'm going to need to factor these things into two expressions that get multiplied together. Why did I just do what I did? Why did I put a 3x? I didn't even talk about it. Why did I put a 3x and then an x in here? Well, I see the x squared. Just like this guy, to have an x squared, I have to have x times x to give me x squared. Now, how do I get a 3? There's only one way I can get a 3, and that's by multiplying 3 times 1, right? There are no other factors of 3 other than 3 times 1. So I know I'm going to have 3x over here. I know I'm going to have 1x over here. Of course, you could switch them around. I could put the 3x over on this side, and it doesn't matter which side you put it on, but that's just the way I do it. I put the bigger one over here, and that just works for me. Now I'm going to skip the middle for right now. I'm just going to think about 48, all the different ways I can get to 48, and I'm going to keep this negative 30 in mind. I need to use factors of 48 that when one of those factors is multiplied by 3, because there's whatever I put here is just waiting to get multiplied by that 3. I need to think of factors of 48 where if one of those factors gets multiplied by 3, I can add it. And I'll get a negative 30. Okay, so I'm already noticing that this is a plus here. I'm going to have two numbers that multiply together, and it's going to give me a plus, which means they both have to be positive or they both have to be negative. And I see that negative 30 in here, so I am going to go with a strong assumption that I need two negatives here. I need two negatives because that's the only way I'm going to get a negative when I add the factors up and a positive when I multiply them together. Okay, so I got two negatives. I'm looking at two numbers. Both of them are negative. One of them gets multiplied by 3. When I add them up, I'll get negative 30, and they have to multiply together to be 48. Whew. Okay, let me try. Let me think about factors of 40. There's 1 in 48, 2 in 24. 2 in 24 is tempting because 24 is awfully close to 30. I just don't know how I'm going to multiply one of those to 3 and get near 30. So I'm going to abandon 2 and 24 for a second. Let's see. 3 times 16, that's 48. Could I somehow work with that? I got to think about this. 3 and 16. 3 and 16. I could multiply. No, no, I don't think so. Let me try 48 divided by 4. That's 12. Let me think about how I can do that. 3 times 12 is 36. 3 times 12 is 36. 36 minus 4. That's close. But I'm still not getting where I want to be with that negative 30. So again, I'm just in my brain, I'm just kind of thinking all the different factors of 48. How could I multiply one of them by 3 and get negative 30? Let me try 48 divided by 6. 48 divided by 6 is 8. Let me think about this one. 3 times 8 would be 24. 3 times 8 would be 24. And if I add 24 to 6, I get 30. I think I've got it. So that's kind of the process. You just kind of think and consider and play on your calculator or play with numbers for a little while. I think I'm going to put an 8 here and a 6 here. Let me think about this one more time. I'm going to do my middle and my inner and my outer. My inner, when I multiply the inner pieces together, I get negative 6x. When I multiply the outer pieces together, I get negative 24. Negative 24 plus negative 6 gives me negative 30 like I want. All right, this is good. This is good. We're on the case. So these two things multiply together to be 0. Yay! Now I just need to figure out what the heck x would be if either one of these was 0. So over here, I set them equal to 0. And of course, when you're just starting out, oftentimes that's how we do. We set everything equal to 0. But honestly, I don't do that anymore. You know what I mean? As you start getting good, you stop setting these equal to 0 all the time when they're easy, and you just start saying, wait a minute, I know that this is going to be x equals 8. Why? Because I'm going to have to add 8 to both sides in order to cancel this 8, which will leave me with an x equals 8. This one's going to be 6 over 3. How do I know that? Because I know I'm going to have to add a 6 over here and add a 6 over here, which will leave me with 3 times x equals 6. And then I will divide by 3 to get rid of that annoying 3 coefficient over here. That goes away. And now I have 6 over 3. And really, what is 6 over 3? 6 over 3 is equal to 2. So x equals 2 or x equals 8. That's solved. And probably I could circle those. There we go. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. What is going on here? I've got this thing and that thing. There is a lot going on here. There's a lot of steps to this, so let me think. I'm going to have to multiply this times this. Then I'm going to have to multiply this times this. And then I'm going to have to add those two things together. And that's going to leave me with a quadratic, which I then have to solve for. I'm going to need more room. I'm going to need a lot more room. What are they doing to us here? They should have a lot of white space here. Okay, they're just being mean. This is just mean. All right, I'm timesing that x by that x. That's x squared. This x plus this x is 1x. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. And negative 3 times positive 1 is negative 3. When I combine these two together, I get x squared minus 2x. I've just combined these two things together. Negative 3. All right, now I have to do the same thing. X times 2x is 2x squared. X times negative 7 is negative 7x. Negative 3 times negative 2x is negative 6x. And then negative 3 times negative 7 is positive 21. And I can combine my middle terms here. It gives me negative 13x with my positive 21 with my 2x squared. Well, now I can begin to add these things together. And now I kind of want to get rid of this piece here. There we go. It can be that long, but not longer. All right, so this needs to get added to this. What's got to happen here? Well, 2x squared plus, really this is a 1x squared, just gives me 3x squared, 3x squared. And then negative 2x, negative 13x is going to be negative 15x. I'm relying on you to have tried these before I try them, because you'll learn a lot more if you try it yourself. Negative 3 and positive 21 is going to be 18. Like, if you think you can hit this right now, you're going to pause me and factor this on your own, right? You're not going to watch me passively do it, because you know that active learning is a whole lot more efficient than passive learning. That doing is better than watching. Okay, I had a similar situation where I have that 3x, right? So I'm going to have a 3x. I know this whole thing's equal to 0. See that? It says the whole thing's equal to 0. And I know this whole thing is equal to the whole. Okay, 3x, that means I have to have a 1x over here. And now I'm thinking of factors of 18. Factors of 18. And when one of them gets multiplied by 3, that 3 is just waiting to multiply with something over here. Factors of 18, where one of them gets multiplied by 3, I get negative 15x as a result. I'm noticing a positive here and a negative there. The only way that's possible is if I have a negative here and a negative here. Right? That positive means either both my signs have to be positive or both of them have to be negative. The negative over here tells me they've got to both be negative. Okay. Factors of 18. There's not that many of them. There's 1 and 18. There's 2 and 9. There's 3 and 6. That's it. That's it. So let me play with, 1 and 9. It's not going to work, right? Wait. Oh, I'm sorry, 1 and 18. I was going to say 1 and 18 is not going to work, but maybe 1 and 18. Oftentimes the 1 times the number doesn't work, but this is the case. It might. Let me think about other ways. Let me just make sure I'm not missing something here. No, the 1 and 18 is not going to work, right? Because if I put the 1 here and the 18 there, I'm going to get negative 21. And that's not what I want. So let me try 2 and 9. If I multiply 3 by 2, it gives me 6. Ah, I think that's our winner chicken dinner. Let me just think about this. 3 times 9, I'm sorry, 2 times 9 is 18. If I put a 2 here and I put a 9 here, I'll get negative 9 plus negative 6. Well, actually, a negative 9x, and that's supposed to be a 1x there. And then negative 6x. And negative 6x plus negative 9x would give me negative 15x. So that is my winner. That is my winner. All right, now I'm gonna do this kind of the fast way. X is going to be positive 2, right? Because I'm going to have to add 2. If I set this equal to 0, I'm going to have to add 2 to get it there. So x is going to be equal to 2, positive 2. I'm going to have to economize on paper here. It's almost like we're not dealing with electronic documents. And then over here, I'm going to have to add, if I set this equal to 0, if 3x minus 9 were to equal 0, 3x minus 9 were to equal 0, I'm trying to show you some shortcuts here. I'm going to have to add 9 to get rid of the 9 over here. Add 9 to put that 9 over there, which would give me 3x equals 9. And I would divide by 3 on both sides. So x is going to be 3 over 9. I'm sorry, 9 over 3. X is going to be 9 over 3, which is just equal to 3. So x is equal to 3. Or 2. Whoosh. All right, I am going to get going. Time is running short. There are more exercises for me to do. You're probably going to want to try these on your own, and maybe I will get to creating videos on to help you with those. All right, I'm only going to do these general notes assignments, not the homework assignments. But sometimes you just need a little help to get started. I understand how that is, so that's why I'm trying to help out here. I'm Mr. Salt, and I will see you in the halls since I don't have you in my actual class.